Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So it's been quite the chore designing this thing. I'm just double checking the staging in anticipation of the final launch here. Making sure everything is a-okay. We've got asparagus, I think it's called asparagus staging or something, where you've got the fuel lines feeding into the central tank here. So that these will be, and these ones are all on or theoretically are going to get ejected on the way up so that we are carrying less weight as we go up higher. Likewise with the secondary stage, outer tanks feed into the center tank. Different RCS on this one. Monopropellant's been turned off on the uppermost stages. I haven't put RCS on this thing yet. I haven't decided. But I do have a few minor design problems to deal with. I inserted the recycler on here. I'm hoping it'll work while there we are. That should do it. I'm hoping the recyclers will work. Oh, it should have been 4, not 6, right? There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, anyways, I'm hoping the recycler will work with a ejection module between it and the recycle this thing. If not, not the end of the world. So second stage, all these, let's see, where is it? Down here. That ejects. Engines fire. Outer engines eject. Stage ejects. Outer engines fire. Engines eject, and engine fires, because yes. And then these ones will be activated independently. This will be activated independently, and this will be activated independently of the primary staging. So I think we're a-okay. All right. So without any further ado, let's get this gong show on the road. Oh, by the way, in case I'm concerned about fuel, I've actually left this middle stage here as a sort of proto-command module. There's a probe core here. It's disabled, so hopefully I'll remember to turn it on before I separate the upper and lower stages here. But if I have lots of fuel left here, I'll keep this. I'm going to keep this beast in orbit as a return. So now there's only one thing left I have to determine. So it's the Lunar Cupola Mark 1. We need to go to our science and check where we've been on the moon, because I cannot honestly remember where I landed last time. I mean, I'd probably be able to get away with just about any crater, but it'd be nice to get 2 different missions, or 2 different samples while we're there. So surface, landed, let's see, biomes. We've done highland craters and highlands, so ideally we want to land in the lowlands this time. Says here in an ideal world. Yeah, 2 surface samples, 1 EVA report. I guess EVA report from the moon's surface is the only kind we do. But we also have these biometric. Where are those stored anyways? They'd be in Kerbin anyways. Biometric readings flying at Kerbin. So we need to see if we can get the flying high at Kerbin. One as well. So we'll try and snag that on our way into orbit, because we missed it on the last one. Oh, hold on. Let me do one other thing right here, since it's been mentioned a couple of times and it doesn't hurt anything. Let the sun rise. Now we're talking. Now this is the time of day for a launch. So let's see if this thing can even get into orbit. I mean, this thing could be an absolute gong show, which is part of the reason why I'm recording this, because Lars Kerman to the moon again? Sure, why not? Solo mission this time, so a little riskier. But that's what happens. If something it's not the way NASA usually runs things, because if something happens to that one guy, well, terrible things will happen. So, asparagus staging, completely new rig, could be really ugly. Oh, or it could just fall apart on the launch pad. Brilliant. Oh. Oh, shoot. What in the world just happened there? Alright, so those stack separators are not strong enough, possibly. I might need to do more of them. Alright. Well, let's, I'll do some work and I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're better now. All's well, except for this stupid ladder. Oh, ladder, will you retract already? Ladder? Alright, did I set that? I think I did. Yes, I did. There it goes. Alright, so I forgot to put in a bunch of struts. So it is a structurally sound device now, says here in fine print, at least until I hit the gas. So that being said, launching in 3, 2, 1. Oh man, this is a heavy one. It's a heavy one. Okay. We're going. We're going. Will we make it to the moon? Stay tuned to find out. Because these engines could just blow apart before we even finish getting off the ground. So that heat is creeping up and we're just barely staying ahead of the overheating here right now versus thrust. I might need boosters on this. Some big, heavy-duty, solid rocket boosters to give this thing the punch it needs to get off the ground a little more efficiently. But we'll see. We'll see. I wonder if I needed to attach fuel lines to both of these tanks or what's going on here. Oh, no, it's working. Maybe. I have no idea. Okay. Well, the good news is the heat is going down quite nicely. We're starting to get this under control. That is a big monster of a rocket, I'll tell you. Holy smokes. Alright, let's check. Yeah, altitude's too low. I'm not sure if there is a low elevation or a high, flying high version of this. Because I guess it would be in this blue section here. Yeah, something's not quite right with my staging or with my fuel lines here. Because this center rocket's not supposed to be running low on fuel that fast, but I'm not going to fret about it too much here. So far, so good. Just got to keep that throttle down. Because this stage in previous flights, this stage pushed us all the way out of the atmosphere. I don't think it's going to do it or out of the lower atmosphere. I have a sneaking hunch it's not going to pull that off this time. The real interesting question mark is going to come with the turnaround when when we run out of fuel in these outer tanks, and see if the lower tank, the central tank, has enough guts to actually keep us going, or if we're just completely out of luck. Yeah, I don't think those fuel lines worked quite the way they were supposed to. Maybe there's a part missing, or I had to add a pump, or I'm not sure. That's okay. Alright, we are about to eject the outer tanks and see what horrors will befall us with our staging here. Here we go. Nope, we are losing it. Look, we're losing it fast here. That thing is not remotely good enough for this job. No, we're going to lose it. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. This thing is not as good as one would like. Okay. Back to the drawing board, I guess. least get ourselves clear of this. Okay, and then we'll get rid of this. Oh, gotta make sure we turn on the stuff here. Okay. Alright, we're gaining speed here. Alright, let's get rid of all of that. All of this. RCS on. Flip her over. Retract the ladder. Come on. And parachutes. Alright, well I guess whatever works, right? Yeah, right, the heat shield's on this side. I was actually okay. Okay, well that was a complete and utter miserable failure. Annoying. I think the engines I had on that tank before were actually better. Okay, we'll cut here and I will catch you when I've done some serious redesign on this ship. I'll be right back. Alright, round 3. I've trimmed the solar array. I'm going to assume that the cupola and the batteries is sufficient enough to do the job, and the primary purpose of the solar will be to keep this central stage alive and recharging while it's in orbit. I've replaced the lower engine with 4 of these mainsail engines. We'll see if that works any better. So that cut a bit of mass off. There's just not enough mass budget to put a booster rockets on here that matter. You know, the little ones just won't help with this thing. So 3, 2, 1. That's a little better, eh? That's a lot better. Retract that ladder before something terrible happens right there. Ladder? Will you retract already? I thought I'd set it to a... There it goes. Good. Much better. Alright, slowing her down. Slowing it down. Good stuff. Okay, so it's not quite everything I had hoped it would be, but it may still work out for the best. So, under that assumption, we will just continue. These mainsail engines are way better than that Mutineer thing. By far. I don't know where those are useful, but they certainly don't seem to... Maybe in the middle stage here is where they're supposed to be used. I don't know. But remains to be seen. We're definitely doing much, much better on this launch than we did with the previous one. Like, immensely better. So these are the 4 central engines. And if all is going according to plan, fuel is cross-feeding into those to basically, so we'll get a longer burn from those central engines, and hopefully it will be adequate to, I don't know if it'll be more efficient or not, but we will see. Okay, just watching our G-forces, everything looks good. I think the only downside to this kind of staging setup is the we're going to lose those outer engines sooner, and the question is whether or not these central engines will be enough to pick up the slack, or whether the original design was the better design. It's entirely conceivable, you know. The asparagus-free design may have actually been the better version of this. But we shall see what we shall see. Shedding mass is never a bad thing. And now we're actually shedding the right mass, namely the outer engines. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Note to self. That was bad. That was very bad. Alright, back to the drawing board again, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Power. Monopropellant. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Here we are. Alright. Good enough, I hope. Well, that was a disaster. Lars is having a hell of a day today. Okay, so... Right, we need some of those... I'm not sure. But those things drifted to the center. We definitely need to keep that from happening. So... Good God, this is an expensive mess, isn't it? I will be right back. I think I know what'll fix this problem. Alright, round 4. I added some little separation thrusters to that stage so that those tanks will hopefully get blasted away from the ship so that it will not... Uh-oh. No, other way. Other way. Oh, we had a bit of a derp on launch there. So hopefully this attempt, these will get thrusted away from the ship at a nice high rate of speed, and I won't wind up hitting the booster rockets, which was a bit of a terrible thing to have happen. Whew. This thing's wobbly today. Very wobbly. Okay. I don't know why we're losing our center of gravity so badly this time. She could just tell the stupid thing to keep it vertical. That's what it's supposed to be doing anyways. Doesn't seem to be working so well. Alright, there we go. We're not going to have our engines explode on us. Alright. Hopefully this one goes a little better. It may just be that this thing is too heavy for this particular ship design and I'm going to have to rethink everything. In which case I'm going to need more science because most bigger ships are going to require a heavier launching pad. So it's going to be stepping back from this and stepping over towards more interplanetary missions. Probably Moho. It'll be the next target. But we shall see what we shall see. We're about to see if these little separatron thingamajobbers will do any good at all for us. Or whether we're just, you know, wasting our time. Gosh, that's a big ship, isn't it? A very, very, very big ship. Okay. Not long now. We're going to be starting our gravity turn as soon as this is clear. What we'll probably do is we'll boost the engines up a little higher here at the last second. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Okay, we're going to give full throttle to the engines. And... No! Crap. Well, that didn't do any good. What the heck happened there? I think I messed up my physics there. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to do some maths. Let's try one more time. Here we are. Beautiful. I think those parachutes might be upside down. Alright. Be right back. Alrighty, so I discovered at least part of the problem I was having. These outer engines were clipping with this large, this rig right down here. So, yeah, there's part of the problem solved anyways. Anyways, we'll see if that's enough of the problem solved when we get to the point of separation, assuming this thing even flies. Oops. Launching in. Come on, stop it. Stop it. 3, 2, 1. Lock on that nice, solid central balance there. Why are we tipping? Keep it nice and flat. Alright, retract that stupid ladder. Come on, stupid ladder. Retract already. Alright, looks like we're okay. So what I did is I added a tiny bit more fuel to the center stage. Whoa, 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 whoa. In the hopes of... yeah, the fuel in the center stage just pushed these engines... There just wasn't any room to push these engines any higher on this design if they're going to successfully be ejected. So... we'll try that on for size and see what happens. I still don't know if this is great, because this might just be burning this thing. Oh, maybe, maybe not. We can hope. I'm not thrilled with this setup here, so but we'll see what happens. Alright, a little less G-force on this thing. Now, the funny thing is, it might be actually okay now with that nice engine that we had in the center stage, so... But we'll see. We'll see. We're committed. We will try this one on for size and see what happens. Worst that can happen has already happened, like 4 times over today, so we'll just not fret and see if we can make it past the critical stage here before everything terrible happens. So I've got 2 separator units on this now that'll push this thing out hopefully horizontally away from the center point of the rocket, which I believe will be a better way of flying anyways. I just hope I don't regret getting rid of these winglets as soon as I'm going to now. That's the only problem with this approach that I'm using. But hopefully we can do it. And here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Well, so much for that. Okay. I gotta rethink my designs here. Oh, beautiful. Couldn't have gone better if I'd planned it that way. Alright guys, well, the episode of failures today. If you have any advice for me, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm obviously not quite thinking this through. Certainly this asparagus staging thing is just not going to work for me. So I will be reverting some of my designs to their previous state, because I haven't had this much trouble with a ship design in a long, long time. I'll also look into maybe seeing if there's a better or different heavy lifter design that I can build at this tech level. Maybe I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and go do some more unmanned missions. Or pretty quick here, series end. I was hoping to get to the moon as another one. I guess I could just use the old Apollo Kerbal rig and do another round with it, recycler attached. Because that worked. It was stressful, but it worked. I'll have to think on it. I certainly would love to hear your opinions and thoughts and advice and feedbacks on what you'd like to see before the series wraps. Yeah. In the meantime, thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.